James here from GoodGuitarist.com, and in today's lesson I'm going to show you how to play Down Under by Men at Work.
Traveling in a fired-up combi on a hippie trailhead full of zombies. I met a strange lady, she made me nervous. She took me in and gave me breakfast. She said, "Do you come from a land down under, where women glow and men plunder? Can't you hear the thunder?"
Now the chords are very simple. We're just using the most popular 4-chord combo, G, E minor, C, D. But the real trick when it comes to like making it sound like the song has to do with the rhythm. There's quite a few little details in this one that we're going to work over that are going to take it from like, into like, and making it like really feel like the tune. Now, if you need help with anything along the way, I have a free ebook. I'll put a link to that in the corner and down below in the description. And if you enjoy learning guitar with me, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and if you have any questions, let me know in the comments down below. Anyways, we're going to start out with the chord shapes. The song begins on an E minor chord and goes into a D chord. And I would practice that back and forth a few times to get comfortable with it. We're also going to have a C going into a D chord during the verse, and that's going to happen pretty quickly. So that's one of those switches you'll really want to go through all the motions with. Like I said, I have that free ebook. That's going to teach you how to do all of these switches in a really step-by-step way so that they're very sharp and they don't like delay your rhythm or anything like that. Now, as far as the order of the chords, I'll just write it out here. And I recommend playing downstrokes only and counting out so you get each one the right number of times. 1, 2, 3, 4, D, 2, 3, 4, E minor, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So see on that C, D at the end, we had one measure, which is counting 1, 2, 3, 4, and we did C on 1, 2, and then D on 3, 4. So I want you to just be aware of that and count along and play through that a few times. The verse just cycles through that 4 times. That's the entire verse, and the intro and the musical interludes, that part happens a lot in this song. So definitely work it out. And once we're there, we can take a look at the rhythm for the verse. It goes like this. And in terms of strokes, that's very simple. I'll just write it out here. We have a root strum on beat 1, which is where we hit the thicker strings to give us like a nice punchy bass sound. And on beat 2, we have a downstroke, and then there's a downstroke on beat 4. But the trick to making it sound right, instead of getting this, which is a cool feel, but we want it to sound like this. So what I'm doing there is I'm stopping the strings after beats 2 and 4. So I do a root strum on beat 1, I let it ring out, and then on beat 2, I kind of chop the strings with my strumming hand, and then I use my strumming hand to mute the strings, and I'm also using my pinky to mute the strings at the same time. That way I'm getting like double muting action, which is really going to make sure your strings are muted because, can you hear that? When I just use my pinky, there's these like little harmonics, like these really high-pitched kind of squealy notes, whereas that way it's dead silent, right, when we use both hands to mute. So work on that technique. Do a downstroke and then bring your palm to lightly touch the strings. We're not chopping the guitar. We don't want that percussive sound. We just want to stop the strings and then use our pinky to stop the strings as well. And we go 1, 2, stop, 3, 4, stop. You could even time the stops going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, and work them into the counting. That way you're doing them at the right time. And then eventually it'll feel pretty natural. You'll just think in the back of your mind, like, I want that to be a short hit that just goes like bam. And your hands will just kind of automatically take care of it, right? So that's how we would work our way into that. And we would do this strumming pattern on the E minor chord as well as the D chord. So work it out over the D chord too. For that one, the root is in the middle of the strings. We're not going to hit the edge ones. They don't really work well with this chord shape. Anyways, you do that with this chord progression. And then on C and D, for that, we're just going to go down, down, up, down, down, up. Now, I'm going to demonstrate this whole thing with the strumming pattern, nice and slow, so you can see what's going on, and then you can try it yourself. We're at 84 beats per minute, which is about half the speed of the original recording. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, the chorus is a lot simpler. We're going to introduce the G chord. I'll just write this out here. G, D, E minor, and then C, D. And that's the same thing as before, where we play C on beats 1 and 2, and then D on 3 and 4. And I recommend first just doing some downstrokes only. Count to 4 on each chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. E minor. 2, 3, 4. C. Do that a few times till you can really rock it and just, count your way through it, counting out loud. And then we'll add some strumming, and we have a different strumming pattern for this part. This one's a little bit simpler. It goes like this. I'll do that slowly. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and that is one of the 3 most useful strumming patterns on guitar. We're going down, root, down, down, up. And when we count it out, we're playing a downstroke on 1, a root strum, which is the thickest strings of that chord, on beat 2, a down on 3, and then a down up on 4 and. Or we can just think of a down up as a single unit and just count 1, 2, 3, 4 without breaking it down into 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and style counting. I'll leave that up to you. Best to practice it both ways. And you can practice it in 2 halves, going down, root, 3, 4, down, root, 3, 4, and then the second half. 1, 2, down, down, 1, 2, down, down. Being sure to do it exactly like I did, counting 1, 2 out loud, moving your arm down as you count those numbers. 1, 2, down, down. This gets your body used to the motions. It gets that muscle memory going. Anyways, you break it down in halves, put the whole thing together, work on it a few times. Down, root, down, 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 root. Make sure you can loop it like that on a single chord, and then we can try it with the chord shapes from our chorus. And once again, for the C, D at the very end, we're going to go down, down, up, down, down, up, just like we did on the verse. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you'll notice that occasionally on that final upstroke, on the 4 and, I will lift up my chord shape on that upstroke and begin switching a little bit early. That way I'm always landing on time on those beat ones, like down, root, down, down, up, like that. And obviously when you're playing it up to speed, it doesn't sound like this horrible out of tune thing, right? And that's it. We do that 4 times, and that's our chorus. And those 2 sections make up the entirety of this tune. The only thing that's left to practice is going between those 2 feels. So I would play 1 line of verse, going into 1 line of chorus, going into 1 line of verse, just really hammer it away like... Like I'm doing it up to speed there, but you want to break that down to it nice and slow so that you can transition between those two parts and like switch your brain from the like feeling into that feeling, right? You know, it's one of those small details that often we overlook and it makes us sound a little bit shaky. So I just thought I'd let you know that that's what you should do. Anyways, if you want to play through this entire song with me, Good Guitarist members will find it at the link down below in the description. And if you want to join and get access to all my premium courses, all my YouTube bonuses, like that full song playthrough, worksheets, that kind of stuff, and access to the Good Guitarist community where you can get help directly from me, I'll put information for that down below as well, especially if you want to like fast track your guitar journey and really start reaching your goals, playing the songs you love. I'll put all the information you need. Otherwise, if you enjoy learning guitar with me, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel, like the video. Let me know if you have any questions down below in the comments. Have a fun time practicing, and I'll see you soon.